UPenn has agreed to apologize for allowing biological male Lia Thomas to compete on the women's swimming team. They will also vacate all of Thomas's quote records and restore them to the women who rightfully earned them. They will comply with Title IX. And here's the picture, lest we forget. This is Lia Thomas, the trans swimmer, against the biological women that they beat. I think it was like over a minute. Like it wasn't like a close race when it happened. People ask me the things that radicalized me and why I became much more hyper conservative and don't trust the left. This is part of it. I remember when this happened in real time thinking that like this was the emperor's new clothes and I was living in just banana insane land. This is clearly a man competing against women. And that for me, so much about this issue, and feel free to disagree with me, but it's like deep rooted misogyny that like we still like seeing women lose, and that the only way to be a complete woman is to actually be a biological male. And like everything about this I thought was unfair and I hated. And I really applaud the work of people like I'm sorry, I forgot her name. And
Harmeet Dillon.
yes, thank you. People like that who have done so much in so many different ways to fight for this. I saw so many women on social media yesterday saying, this actually is what I voted for. What do you think of the Trump administration taking this issue head on? And what do you think this means for the Ivy League schools going forward?
No, it's the one like culture issue that you see such a massive change on in the direction of conservatives, because it's not only a question of morality, the biology is very, very obvious, and it's obvious to anyone who is willing to accept it and their ideology is not their, science. Um, and I think that this is for a lot of mothers of daughters. I mean, the chance of going to college is so expensive. So if you have a kid who's a great swimmer and they can get a scholarship and they have access to maybe a very, very good school that you can't afford, to undercut them is horrific. And think of also the number of Black and Latino mothers of future athletes who excel in it and can't probably afford college, and this is their only avenue into middle class, being part of the middle class and being part of groups that a family that could go to college, or first time college degree holders. That's it's remarkably shocking that the party that defended feminism and was the party that identifies as being feminist was so willing to promote men at the sake of women and say, if you disagree with us, you're the bigot and you have the problem. I think that this is a good step in the right direction. And if the trans athletes want to make their own league, then make their own league where they compete against each other. But to pretend like this is not a man beating women it's a lie. It's delusional and it's a lie.
Can I ask you? You work in conservative politics, so do I. I've sat in on so many focus groups, so many sessions with hypothetical voters. This is a Democrats, Republicans, Independents. This is an 80-20. I would even go so far as maybe saying 90-10 issue. It is a lose, 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 lose issue for Democrats. And yet at the same time, you're still seeing many politicians like your possible new mayor, Mom and Donnie, and people that are saying, no, we actually like it is more important that biological men be able to compete with women than win elections. Why is this, uh, you know, religion to people on the left? I don't understand this in particular. They will not budge on this issue. And it is something that could literally drag them into the pits of like never winning an election in the next 10 to 20 years.
Because the centered idea, this is what a Democrat college kid told me that I thought was actually really profound. He said the center moral vision for democratic politics is that we gear towards justice. So anything that is viewed as a backtrack towards justice in any way, or sort of civil liberties in any way, is a bridge too far. And I think it was Seth Moulton, the Democratic congressman from Massachusetts, who after the election said, I don't support transgender athletes in female sports, and staff members quit on him, consultants quit on him, progressive donors were sitting there and saying they're not going to donate to him anymore. He was one of the very few. Now his fellow members of Massachusetts did not say anything, but his staff definitely did. And the pressure with it, because DC is a bubble and it is a hyper progressive bubble, people will think that the sentiments of DC are the sentiments of the country when they are very much not. And especially at certain cocktail parties and certain meetings of the mind, they have a tendency to have an echo chamber philosophy. So the fear of progressive challengers who are active on this issue, and just the echo chamber of political staff really, I think, affect this a lot.